Okay, here we are. It is a little bit beyond our live at 5, but that's technical difficulties. What can I say? Welcome back to Reality Bites here on our GenX in Realtors. I do it every time. Hi,
GenX Realtors in
Charleston.
Brought to you by
Yeah, right.
Campbell Soup.
So tonight we're talking about VA loans because I've worked with clients. Dan's now what is it called, Dan?
I am an MRP.
Yes, military relocations
Professional.
I was going to say specialist, but that wasn't a B.
That'd be MRS.
Yeah, right. No. Hey. So anyway, we want to cover a few things tonight, just because we know our generation has served and is probably has kids that are serving.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful loan. So we're going to kind of walk through it. We're going to do, of course, a GenX fun fact. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to hopefully help answer some questions that maybe you might have not known, or, if you're currently serving and you're watching this, hopefully this answers some of your questions. And if you've already served, maybe you're our age and you, forgot some of these goodies,
or you didn't know they were available.
Yeah. Let's refresh and rehash, shall we? Yeah. And hey, leave us a comment, leave us a comment down below. Let us know where you're watching from, because we like to know where you're at.
What branch of the military were you in?
That too. Mm-hmm. That too. Good question, Dan. All right. So just to kind of go through some of the basic numbers, 70% of military families rent or buy in a community.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's
a lot.
That's a big decision.
Yeah. 22% live in DOD, the Department of Defense housing, whether it's either on base or off base. So that leaves, and there's other percentages that do different things, but 70% is a lot. And
I think there was a time when the VA loan kind of got a bad rap, but it's a beautiful loan. And I think in my experience and also in yours as well, like, it becomes something that when we hear that, oh, you're serving, oh, you served, oh, let's get you the VA loan.
Like, get excited. Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. Like, we're going to talk about like no money down, and no money down doesn't mean no money. It just means it just means a few other things. But
the rates are awesome.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
You're getting rewarded for your service
for sure. And us being experts, like, this is the least we can do. Neither one of us have served, but we both have family and multiple friends that have served. So like, us being your expert, like, that's the least we can do to say thank you, is to not be a chump when you bring us your VA loan and want to buy a house.
Yeah. Well, and to that point, if you come to us and say, I got my PCS orders and I need to relocate, we know what you're talking about.
We're not like,
a permanent change of station. So we're familiar with that terminology. Or if we ask about your BAH, you're like, okay, these guys get me, So that's what we're here for, is to understand the terminology, to try to meet you where you're at, and make sure we take care of you.
And we probably all have that cute little thing. My mom has one. My mom was an Army veteran, is an Army veteran. She has that DD 214, her little like card. She gets the discount at Lowe's and Home Depot.
This ought to take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. Sliding it strategically across the counter. In case you didn't know, I'm that cool.
Yeah.
She loves all of her benefits. I love all of her benefits as her daughter, and that my dad also served, so she's getting his benefits now that he's passed. So we've got their spots all picked out, sadly. Anyway, that's a whole different video. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Anyway,
it's taking a turn.
Yeah, right. Rated in. Anyway, so back to the loan. So the VA loan is no money down, no down payment. So that doesn't mean no money, like we talked about earlier, but it does mean like you can finance the entire property. It's a $650,000 property that you fall in love with. Praise the Lord. Your loan is going to be for $650,000.
Yeah. And you're not having to pay private mortgage insurance.
Yes.
Which is awesome, because a lot of the times, if you were going to put a very small amount down, they're going to make you pay to protect the loan. Yeah. And with the VA, since it's already backed by the government, you don't have that problem.
It's the risk that they're like, they know you've already taken quite a few risks. So they're like, all right, we'll go ahead and pump the brakes on the PMI for those people. We don't need them. We don't need to give them PMI because that reduces the amount that you could qualify for. So we don't want to do that. But the funding fee is where things can get a little, make some changes, right? Isn't that what you were telling me?
Yeah. So the one thing that you are responsible for is the funding fee. And what's nice is if you do have money to put a down payment down, you can actually reduce that cost. And if you're more than 10% disabled, when we pull your COE to determine your eligibility for, the loan amount that you can get, if it shows that you're 10% or more disabled, then that funding fee doesn't even apply. So, but for example, if you, the standard fee is like 2.15% of the loan amount.
I have a comment. Go ahead.
Keep
going.
But if you put 5% down, then it reduces it to 1.5%. Or if you put 10% down, it lowers it to 1.25%. So you can actually, if you have money to put down, it's just helping reduce that funding fee cost.
And living here in the Charleston area, we are surrounded by coast. We've got the Joint Base. The Coast Guard is blowing up everywhere. There's just a ton of, and Boeing is hiring veterans. I just saw a thing on my feed the other day that veterans are, who they're kind of leaning toward for some of their stuff. They're building planes. It's kind of,
it's like
whatever. You guys have probably already done it.
Yeah.
But the other thing about the fees is like, don't spend a lot of time worrying about like the 5%, the 10%. Like that's kind of our job to make sure that we put you with the right lender that makes sure that those numbers, math out.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. That's where we come in. We're your realtors. We're not your lenders, but we also know some very specific and really kick butt lenders that can make sure that all of that stuff is as Dan described. So it's good information to have, but you don't have to memorize it. There won't be a test.
No, or you could rewatch the video many times as you want.
But it is good to know that so maybe you do have money saved for, what you thought was going to be a down payment and you don't want to use it for closing costs. Maybe you're getting closing cost help from another, maybe a 401 or grandma or an inheritance, whatever the case may be. You do want to put that money down just so it's not just sitting in your account. Who knows what your reasons are, but depending on how you are watching this video and where you are in your service, if you're already done it or whatever, those are just options for you.
Yeah. And then, you'll still have closing costs, right?
Yes.
So you're not going to get out of this with no money out of pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing about closing costs, some easy math, as a general rule, it's not across the board. I'm not signing this in blood, but as a general rule, if you look at closing costs, roughly 3.5% of the cost of the house. So if you're looking at a $650,000 house and you're like, what would the closing cost be? Some easy math to kind of give you a range of where to maybe jump off from. Multiply that number by 3.5% and you're at least not necessarily 3.5, at least 3%. And you would come up with a good number of what you're going to be looking at for closing costs.
Good tip.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I have a few. I have a few.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for you to get to that bit about South Carolina. So anyway.
Oh,
yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah. We have so much information to share.
So if you're active military or a veteran and you want to know like what you can do, what your options are, you can pull your certificate of eligibility. And you can do that through the VA portal. We can help you, guide you through that process. It's a very easy thing to do. And everything that the lender would need to know and that we would need to know is right there.
I never did that. I'm glad you're the MRP and you can do that because I never had to do that. I mainly worked with sellers that were veterans. I do have a few clients that I helped with that were buyers, but I never had to do that.
Yeah, and the lender can pull it for you as well. So
good to know.
We can get you help with that.
Okay. Well,
And then the other thing that, we're kind of getting into the myths a little bit, but a lot of people think that if you use your VA loan, that's it.
Yeah, it's not one and done. That's the beauty of it.
So if you do, let's say you purchased your first home as a primary residence, but then you're PCSing, right? Somewhere else, but you want to turn that house into a rental, you can do that.
Yeah.
And what they'll have you do is there's an entitlement worksheet that they could figure out how much money you have left to use towards a second property.
So say you're moving here, you're, like actually our dog walker, our dog sitter from when we were gone, she's moving to New Mexico, or her husband's getting restationed to New Mexico, and they are going to rent out their home. And so we will probably be advising her on what they need to do. Not that, I really wanted her to sell her home, but
Well,
it's all right. She can rent it.
Yeah.
We can still be friends if she rents
we
it.
like her.
Yeah. We used her a bunch. But anyway, yeah, that's good information, because that could impact where you're going and what you buy where you're going, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The amount that gets allocated, is that the right word?
Yeah.
For the new purchase depends on what's on the
Already used on
Yeah.
the old. Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely want to make sure that you're investigating that, and it changes based on county and state. So we have to be mindful that if you're coming here from, say, Indiana, what is your house in Indiana? What's going on with the loan there? Because if you're going to get another VA loan here, we need to make sure that we're not, maxing you out so you don't have any
Right.
entitlement left,
Right.
where you can't afford the house you want because your entitlement is used up on the other house.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
So
Yes.
the next thing we want to touch on
Okay.
is
Let's go.
the big myth is VA loans are a mess, and you don't want to get tangled up with one because it's going to be months before anything gets done. So
Not true. No,
what can you share on that?
how long have you got, Dan?
Yeah.
As I said before, they have historically, in my experience, been probably some of the easiest loans we've ever worked with. They are smooth as milk. The at one point, the appraisals used to be more intense for, they would get a little bit more involved.
Rigorous.
Yeah, there you go. Good word.
Mhm.
They would be a little bit more involved. Now I haven't found that to be the case. What I have found is that when I have had veteran sellers, so I have a veteran seller as an example, and we have multiple offers. 99% of the time, if I have multiple offers and one of those offers is from a veteran, it might make me emotional all of a sudden. I don't know why. They will choose the veteran, even if it's not a top-notch offer. It's like a camaraderie,
It's like a brotherhood.
Yeah, exactly. That
Or
they,
sisterhood.
yeah, or sisterhood, that they like feel like a sense of like, no, they need to get this house.
Mhm.
It's amazing. And I don't ever say it out loud until after the fact, but then I'm like, it happened again. Oh, dog, it happened again. And speaking of veterans, we have a listing coming in a few weeks, and he is a veteran seller. So I'm gonna see if that's gonna hold true again with him. But it's really a sweet thing to witness, because it's not what you would think would happen when you're presented with maybe more than one offer and people are just throwing money at you, and you're like, but then if one is from the military, they always pick them. It's just the sweetest.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my story.
Now,
That's my information.
What can you tell our audience about like how long appraisals take and
The
how
appraisal
long the
is
closings take?
the appraisal is generally 10 to 12 days on a 30-day escrow. No?
Which is like any other.
Oh yeah. You were shaking your head. I'm
which
like,
is like
no,
any
it is.
which is like any other loan.
Right. It doesn't hit the radar that it's extra special. It's extra special because it's so easy and there's not a lot of drama. And then, a basic 30 to 40-day escrow, depending on what you as the buyer need or you as the seller need. It really is the cleanest loan. That's why we get giddy when we're like, oh, did you want to buy and use your VA loan? Because 9 times out of 10, it will be smooth as silk.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it should be the easiest part of your service. You've taken bullets, you've done all kinds of things, you've trained things that we should probably never know anything about. Praise the Lord. So this should be the easiest part of having served our country. And by the way, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I didn't do it, but I probably should have.
Well, and this is a way that we can serve that community.
Yeah, serve you. Say
know?
thank you. Besides buying your dinner at some restaurant that we see. That's one of the things.
Too,
Yeah, I was gonna say that is one of the things that you see a lot here is A, people walking around like in their their uniforms
attire,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. And then B, you see people buying them. I've seen that at Chick-fil-A more than once. So it was kind of cool to be like, oh, they took care of their food.
Yep.
So don't ever like not wear your uniform. Also, weren't you going to share something about the VA loan and the assumption? We were going to talk about that briefly.
Yeah. So there's people don't know or aren't sure, but you can, if you're a military person, either active or veteran, you can assume somebody's VA loan. So if they've got a really killer interest rate and you're like, hey, boss, but I want the remainder of that loan to be in my name, you can do it. The only thing I'll tell you is that whoever the original person is, their entitlement is tied up in that loan, even though there's another person that's using it. So a lot of the times you don't get that opportunity to come up because the first person's like, well, I want to use my entitlement for the next house. I really don't want to give it to you. So it just depends on the circumstances.
Yeah, I'll take your offer, but you can't have my loan.
Right. Yeah.
And pack your patience, because if you do an entitlement, or excuse me, assumption, it is not generally done when a cute little bow in 30 days. It is a little bit of a longer process, probably closer to 45 or a 60-day process.
Yeah, and whoever that lender originally was, that's who you're having to go through.
Yes. So
you can't use your Aunt Janice, who's a lender, to facilitate that because she can't.
Don't be bagging on Aunt Janice.
Well,
if I'm going to bag on anybody, it's going to be Veterans United. Anyway, that's just me. Stop. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but you as a buyer, if you're using your VA loan for the first time, for the third time, whatever, you should know that you need to shop that loan around, because B of A is going to offer one rate. Our mortgage professional that we're going to hit you with is going to offer another. You know, it's not just one and done. They don't all offer the same. It's just like any other loan. You have to do your research, and you don't want to just be like, well, it's Veterans United, so that's where we go. All right, let's lighten up this little mood so that I don't get in trouble and lose my license. Let's do a GenX fun fact, Dan.
Oh, yes.
If you are new here, by the way, we are Dan and Angel. We are your local realtors here in the Charleston, Somerville area. And every video, Dan likes to try and stump me because we are Generation X and we know what about commercials, MTV DJs or VJs, and movie data. But he's going to try and stump me again. Let's go.
Okay. So this was in the early 80s.
Okay.
And it was having to do with the military. Okay. So I pulled a fun fact that was military related.
Okay.
And it has to, I feel like I'm going to give it away if I.
Am I guessing the movie? Am I guessing the actor?
No, it's not a movie.
Oh, it's not a movie. Because I'm like Platoon, Stripes,
no,
Apocalypse Now. I'm thinking of them all. No,
it's not a movie. It has to do with something that the president was trying to put into effect.
Which president?
Well, 80s.
Oh, well, that's either going to be Reagan,
early 80s.
Bush,
it would be Reagan.
Carter.
Yeah.
Okay, early Reagan 80s. Was trying to do what with the
something with the military.
Cold War.
And it had to do with one of the top movies.
Oh gosh, Top
around
Gun?
that time.
Top Gun?
Nope.
No. Love lift us up. Officer and gentlemen.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you could call it a military movie, but okay. So you give up.
Okay. Yes.
Do you know if I say Star Wars?
What?
Does that tell you anything?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I know the movie.
Okay.
But that's not military.
Well, it is, though. So here's what happened. In 1983, President Reagan wanted to have some sort of space-centered missile defense, which everyone was like, that's ridiculous. That's never going to happen. What astronauts with, lasers in space? How's that going to work? So they nicknamed it Star Wars, but it was the Strategic Defense Initiative. and this was back in 1983. And the goal was to make nuclear weapons obsolete because we could zap them from space.
Okay.
And now, fast forward, we're
This
in
is not a fun fact for me.
It's a very fun fact because here's what's happened. Now we have Space Force. So all those doubters back in the 80s that were like, well, that's stupid and that's never going to happen. Now we got Space Force, baby.
Elon Musk is like, he's Space Force, right?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, he's got something
Elon
to do with
Musk
it.
is like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
I can grab it with tweezers and pull it out of the
That's
sky.
true, that's true. So the fun bits, I don't know how fun that fact is, but we're doing VA stuff. It's a military fact.
Okay. All right. I'll get your
And it's
cue.
fun that it was called Star Wars.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So
All right. I'll give you that one.
I'll do better next time.
Oh, yes, please. Oh, that's funny. Listen, by the way, if we haven't, said it and you are thinking about moving to Berkeley County, in the description below, whether you're listening to this on audio or watching us live here on YouTube, we have a Berkeley County blueprint. And that is something that we have put together. My loving husband, Dan, here, walk through setting up our house, not knowing where the DMV was, not knowing who the best internet provider was, but he put it all together in a cute little worksheet for you so that if you are moving to Berkeley County, you can go to the description below and click on that little link and you will be A-okay for when you move here. You'll know when you'll know the phone service, you'll know the internet provider, you'll know the trash company, where the dump is, because you're going to need to know that.
An amazing dump.
Yes.
We'll leave that for another conversation.
So if you are needing the Berkeley County blueprint, or if you're thinking about any county, actually, Berkeley, Dorchester, or Charleston, all three of those are in our description below. And we would love to offer that to you.
Yeah.
And we invite you to take advantage of that. Make your life simple. Just like this VA loan. It's so easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We love it.
Yes.
And this is not something that's like to be afraid of or like cowering about, like, I have the VA loan. Like, no, chin up, chest out.
It's
You
a
have the VA loan.
Powerful tool. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully this answers a lot of questions. Did we cover all of our high points, Dan?
Well, I did want to talk about, you were mentioning earlier in the video, in the live stream, that there's South Carolina specific.
Ooh, yes, this point. Sorry, I almost forgot.
And this is, it's a bad thing, but a good thing. So the bad thing is if there's somebody that's considered 100% disabled, okay? So when we pull your COE, if it shows that you're a combination of 100% disabled, guess what? You get a property tax exemption in the state of South Carolina.
Praise the Lord.
So, you're already dealing with so much. It's like, thank you, South Carolina, for not having me have to pay for the house I may already own. Maybe I buy the home outright and it's like, I don't want to have to pay yearly to sit on my plot of land.
Yeah. So. By the way, being licensed in California, this does not, I'm going to have to double check, but I don't think that's an opportunity that you get in California.
But, it does have to be your primary residence, and it's up to 5 acres. So there are some.
Oh,
yeah.
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 Okay, let's go.
Homesteading, baby.
Yeah. Oh, and that would be so cool to do, right? Like retire, homestead, VA loan, no property taxes. Oh,
yeah. Plug in my solar panels and
let me just go off grid. No, can't do that. But that would be awesome. Yeah, I love that you didn't forget that, and I did.
That's why we're a team.
Yes, this is why we're a team. Listen, we would love to help you. Feel free to reach out to us. Our number is on screen. If you're watching this, if you are listening on audio, it is 843-900-6869. We invite you to give us a call and talk to us about, maybe you are getting ready to PCS and call this place home like we do, and maybe you have to go to Joint Base, maybe you're getting in the Coast Guard, whatever. Let's hope you're not going to Venezuela. Leave the family here, you go. But we would love to help you if that is the case. And anything else, Dan? I think we've got all of our high points. We look forward to hearing from you. If not, peace out.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Till next week.